short meditation to help us get back to that job, get back into work, actually get out the door, up the street, away from lockdown restrictions and back into the office. Not easy, but it is okay. We can do it. So this is just 10 minutes. If you're walking to work, you could actually play this as you walk. If you're going to get out and get into a car, I wouldn't advise doing it while you're driving. So maybe you could find 10 minutes that just help you get out of the door. Let's body scan together and notice how we feel. Turn towards it and say, this is okay. And see if this helps us get out the door this morning. Okay. So setting our intention for this short practice. Our intention is to simply check in and notice where in our body we are really experiencing this difficulty. And allowing our mind to settle and our short meditation to make it a little bit easier to step forward into today. Our motivation for this is that by settling our minds and allowing ourselves to look and notice what we find most challenging. Notice what our body is telling us. What actually happens is that we find that it's an experience that is just passing through us, that we can step forward whilst experiencing it. Take that step and it will ease. So let's practice. Settling by simply dropping our focus onto our breath. We're going to settle our minds by following our breath. If we find it a little uncomfortable to follow our breath, we can drop in the counting. We can count at the same time as we follow our breathing, maybe counting 3 to 4 on the in-breath and 3 to 4 on the out-breath. We might use phrases. I'm breathing in. I'm breathing out. Or maybe as we breathe, we visualize something and have a light focus on the visualization. Because when we feel anxious, sometimes following our breath isn't that easy. It will become easier though if we simply practice in a way that helps us. So let's just imagine we're standing on a beach. We're standing right down at the edge of the water. Our feet are bare and we can wiggle our toes in the sand. And the tide is rolling in and out, and each gentle wave laps up around our toes and back out again in time with our breathing. So breathing in and breathing out in our own natural rhythm as we watch that wave come up to our feet, around our feet, and roll back out again. In and out in its natural rhythm in time with our breath. And with a light touch, we gently, whilst watching the sea rolling in and out, we gently become more aware of the sensation of our actual breath, that gentle, soft, fresh air as it comes in through our nose or past our lips of our mouth and releases. Just following that for a moment in your own way, in your own rhythm. The breath that's always with us. The breath that we know settles our mind. Even one deep breath in and out settles the parasympathetic nervous system, eases the mind. I'm breathing in, I'm breathing out. Following the waves as they lap in and around our feet and flow back out again. Fresh, clean air in and releasing the stale air. And if you're still finding it a little bit difficult to follow your own breath, Maybe you can use your fingers, and on each breath in, you could press one finger into your lap, and then on the next breath, the next finger. Just adding a sensation of touch to your focus. A light focus on your visualization or your touch of your fingers, and a light focus on your breathing. Following the breath that's always here to settle our mind. As we now deepen our practice, and let's just checking in with our bodies. We're going to scan from our feet right up to our heads. We're going to check in with the body that's always in the present and will tell us exactly where and how we're experiencing our anxiety this morning. And by doing this, we're going to acknowledge whatever arises, sensations, feelings, emotions, thoughts. We'll acknowledge them, and then we'll come back to the body scan without engaging with them any further. Beginning with our feet. How does this feel? Noticing that point of contact with the floor. Our feet that are firmly settled on the floor beneath us. The earth that always supports our bodies. That point of contact. And now scanning, almost like a shop scanner, but we're going to roll our scanner up our bodies, becoming aware of what's going on from the inside out, rather than from the outside where all our thoughts are roaming around, looking in. Moving up our lower legs. Checking in at that point of our knees, that joint, maybe the echo of the day so far on our feet. Carrying on up the upper half of our legs. And every time our mind begins to wander and thoughts arise, and we realise we've become distracted, and the pattern of thoughts are playing out again, that's okay. Simply noticing that and acknowledging them, and maybe then noticing which part of our body is connected to that thought pattern. Which sensation are we experiencing as we keep on scanning away up our body, and then returning simply to the focus of the scan without engaging any further. Scanning up from the tops of our legs to the point where maybe we're sitting on a chair. That point of dropping anchor right here in this moment. Here. Right now. How does this feel? Any physical sensations? That weightiness, that contact with the chair. Just here right now. As we continue to scan up our spines, our lower torso, and around our tummies. Maybe this is where we're holding some of our anxiety. How does this feel? Noticing it. Maybe drop a label on, so we know we're aware, but no need to follow and engage. When we notice what we notice, become aware of our thoughts and our distractions, we simply, with kindness, bring our focus back to our scan. Scanning on up, all the way up to the upper half of our body. How's our chest? How's our heart rate? Maybe placing one hand on our chest and our heart center for a moment. And noticing that natural flow of breath again as it moves and lifts our chests, rising and falling of our natural rhythm of our breath. And on the out breath, just allowing that fresh air, that fresh breath to have cleansed and softened and relaxed our whole body, easing our minds. Checking in now as we move our scan up to the very top of our spine, into the base of our skull and over our heads. How does this feel right now? What sensations have you got in your whole head at this moment? Maybe you could imagine easing and smoothing out your forehead of wrinkles and worries. Maybe you can feel tension around your eyes. What you notice, when you become aware that your mind has wandered, as it will, that's okay. Drop a label on maybe. This is what I've noticed. This is what I'm experiencing. If it feels a little overcharged and intense, breathe in soft, fresh air. And as you breathe out, allowing your body to relax and dropping that anchor again into this moment, knowing that whatever I experience in this moment is just passing through. It's part of my moment-by-moment experience, and it's okay. And now, as you imagine yourself scanned right to the tip of your scalp, to the top of your head, let's imagine from the feet all the way up our spines and up out of the top of our head is a golden thread, anchored into the earth beneath us, travelling all the way up through our spines, through our skulls, and as it comes out the top of our head, imagine it lifting us into a moment of posture, of dignity and strength, dropping our shoulders back and down, and now taking a few deep breaths. This is okay. This is a moment of difficulty. May I be kind to myself in moments of difficulty. We all experience these moments. And this is one of mine. And this moment is passing through me as an experience. And by following my breath and checking in with my own body in this present moment, I can settle my mind and ease my experience, knowing that this expanded sense of whole body awareness that I'm now resting here with in this space of meditation, knowing that I can carry this with me and it will ripple out into the next few minutes, maybe even few hours of my day. And this feeling of okayness is catching. It will ripple out to those around me too, as I step forward into my day with dignity and strength and kindness to myself. And when I'm ready, I'm going to open my eyes and carry this expansive feeling of kindness to myself out there into my day. And whatever I experience, it'll be okay.